So at one point, Lamentations of the Flame Princess came as a box set. And I showed you before what the cover of the player's handbook looked like. There was also a book about how to play a role-playing game written for people who've never played one before. And there was this module, Tower of the Stargazer, that came with it. And this is my printing of the referee's guide. There have been rumors for years that a new referee's guide will be available, but this one is still available for free. You can just print this, you can just download this and print it out if you like. So I want to go a bit into his ideas about, I think this is one of the most useful referee guides I've ever seen. His basic thing is that in order to make an interesting world, things need to be normal. That's why his default world is 17th century Europe. It's normal, and so there isn't like races of monsters, there's a monster. Yeah, a monster, everything's normal, and then suddenly the monster appears and things become weird. And as far as magic items, he really disagrees with the whole concept that you have bonuses to hit because of your abilities, and you have bonuses because of your level, and then you get a +1 sword. He thinks a +1 sword is the absolute worst thing you can have in your campaign. That magic items should be unique and they should be powerful. That you don't want a +1 sword, you want Excalibur or the One Ring of Power. Something like that. And so there's hardly any magic items. Most of the monsters have really low armor class. And so that way, it's not that big of a disadvantage that the players, except for the fighters, only have +1 to hit. It's not that big of a disadvantage because usually the armor classes are pretty low. And this makes the fighters more powerful because they have the bonus to hit. So it goes a bit into this. So as I said, you want to make your adventure normal. You want players to have a choice. Railroading is a really bad idea. A lot of people who play Lamentations make as many rolls as possible in the open. You roll to hit in the open. You roll damage in the open. So, you know, the players, it makes it harder to fudge. So it can be pretty deadly. You start at first level, and the DM's not fudging, and a lot of times players get killed, or the characters get killed. And on the back, it has this little chart. This is stuff that probably should go in a DM screen if there were one for this game, but there's not. One of the changes in this is that it has ascending armor class, not descending like TSR had. It's much easier to do ascending armor class. But, yeah, at one point I ran the GDQ series with Lamentations characters, Lamentations rules. So in order to make it fit Lamentations, I got rid of all the magical armor that the Drow had. They did have their dexterity bonus, so they were still hard to hit, but they were not as hard to hit because they didn't have the magical armor, and I made armor classes above ranging from, armor classes above 0, I made them -5 on their armor class to duplicate those repeating 20s that are on the first edition roll to hit chart. So the armor classes of the super powerful things like Loth took a 25 to hit, which is what you would require in first edition, but it was not armor class -10 like she is in first edition. So as I said, this is something that every referee, maze master, dungeon master should read for every game. It's really useful and it's free. So get it while you can.